I've avoided watching Mother because it's scary, but I've heard there's a really cool Octagon house in it. So today I'm watching Mother ! And reacting to it. If you don't like scary movies, that's okay. I'm editing this so it's just focused on the house. You don't have to be traumatized. I'll do it for the both of us. Okay, here we go. Weird. Wow. It's like an Octagon office. I love how there's all of the windows. It's like a tower, but everything's a tower. Even the kitchen tiles, it looks like there's like Octagon tiles. I love how she gets to walk. She's like walking through like a circle, kind of to show off. This is kind of my dream. Like nightgown, grassy prairie, weird old house. I'll go.
Oh my God. You scared me.
Sorry.
You scared me too.
Didn't mean to.
Do we think she's using horsehair plaster? I know they're trying to make this scary, but I think you put happy music on this and this would seem like a delightful movie to me. I'm not sure I see the vision, but I trust the process. What time period are we in? It's like an old but new looking kitchen. There's so many octagons here. I can even like see them in the back. Even that teacup was an octagon.
He's a stranger. We're just gonna let him sleep in our house.
You want me to ask him to leave? Is that all? That's everything.
We don't smoke.
That's smart.
In the house, I mean.
Sorry.
I'll go get you.
He just threw a lit cigarette onto an unfinished porch. What? Is this whole movie just going to be like, here's how you burn down an Octagon house? Oh my God. Is this where they keep their linens? Nothing like, oh, you know what? I should keep all of my fabrics in the darkest, dankest place in my house. They're trying to scare me, but that did make me think about what this house smells like. And I'm not sure it's great. Oh my God. It's a trundle. It's a built-in trundle bed. They're trying to scare me, but this is cool. Wait, is this an octagon? I didn't really realize the stairs are also shaped like an octagon.
Careful. This is very, very delicate. It was a gift. Very special.
Is this her like inner soul?
Is it from you?
Yeah.
When I was younger, I lost everything in a fire. Oh, I'm sorry. It's hard to remember.
The guy who threw a cigarette on your porch. Oh, I'm sorry. It was you. You did it.
Create again until I found this in the ashes.
How many people do you think got their kitchens done to look like this? Because I would kind of hope none, just because of the vibe. But it's a really nice kitchen.
Finish the house, and he's working on a new piece.
Oh, so you're writing again?
She has her shoes up on this couch.
Still stinging. Sorry. It's not like it was your fault. Would you take me on a tour? Sure.
I would also like a tour.
Well, this was the hardest part.
There was so much damage. The treads were gone, the railing, even the skylight. So I had to get a lot of new material, but I tried to save
Isn't
as
it a
much.
lot harder than just starting fresh?
How do you mean?
Well, why didn't you just build a new house?
This woman's a really bad tour participant. Just like, don't be like, why did you bother while someone's showing you their life's work? I feel like a lot of historic house people would be very sad by this.
Oh, it's full.
Wait.
Oh my
I'll
God.
help you.
These are the
so
worst
that's the
house
problem.
guests.
What?
Oh my God.
You're gonna have to go
Ugh.
harder than this.
That was intense. You're not gonna believe what he just told me. He said,
That sink's not braced yet.
what?
This thing's not braced.
Hey, wait. Something happened?
Yeah, you suck.
What have you done?
I'm so sorry. We're both sorry. We'll search and find another one. I promise.
Quiet!
That's really awful. But also I'm happy to be in this library during the daytime. There's so many built-ins. She's awful. He's awful. I feel like she's really anxious about these floors. I think they could use like a layer of polyurethane. This unfinished wood is just like, it's adding a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, ran straight to mommy.
What's wrong with her?
Where's Dad? Where
There's
is
too many
he?
people
Who's she? Who are you?
entering
Who are
here.
you?
He doesn't wanna
That's
see
not-
you,
That's not
okay?
true. Is he here, Dad?
Just tell you guys, someone just got murdered. I'm not going to show you it, but someone just got murdered.
Please, we need him. Lock the doors. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Don't leave me. Don't leave her. The murderer's still here. Wait, this is our first time seeing the outside of this house. Okay, so it is an octagon shape, but there's a ton of like pop-offs of it. And it seems like it has a crazy wraparound porch. There's some like dormers. I'm not even sure if there's windows in there. Oh, right. And then she said there was a skylight at the top. I'm sure it was not like a real house. I'm sure it was just inspired by Octagon Houses, but it is really nice. It's too bad she never gets to see the outside of it because she has not been outside once this entire movie. And she deserves it. Now that we've seen the outside, we're going to do a quick Octagon House intermission. Octagon houses were a very brief popular style from 1850 to 1860. I have this book of house plans from 1868, and it's already suggesting that maybe octagon houses aren't such a good idea. Here's what they said. This form is, in our view, open to serious objections, but to give our readers an opportunity to judge for themselves in reference to its advantages and disadvantages, we give plans of octagon houses in another chapter. O.S. Fowler, in his Home for All, has advocated for this form with an earnestness which could only come from thorough conviction of its superiority over all others. To that work, we must refer those who may desire to see what can be said in its favor. This feels like a polite Victorian way of saying that this man has octagon-shaped bricks for brains. But I'll always take a referral, so I look through his books, which are mostly about phrenology and pseudoscience, and then in the middle there's just a book about octagon houses. So hopefully he studied architecture for a while before he gave people house plans, right? Here's what he said in that book. I read Downing and others on the subject, but none suited me. I kept continually asking myself, why so little progress in architecture when there is so much in all other matters? We continue to build in the same square form of houses. He then shows a lot of math, which I would love for a architect/engineer to look over, because to me, it just looks like dividing numbers by 8 and being like, look at this equation. And then in the last page, he made me really lose a lot of confidence in what I had read in the previous 96 pages. Here's what he said. The author is far from claiming perfection for this plan of building. This is in the chapter called Superior of Octagon Form. No one mind can perfect anything, nor has the author been able to devote much time to the composition of this work. That inspires tremendous confidence. I want to put my life savings into building one of these houses. But I'm sure no one was hurt by the spreading of these ideas. Oh wait, someone tried to build a colony in Kansas called Octagon City for vegetarians in 1856. And then 100 people came to the middle of nowhere expecting an 8-sided metropolis and found 1 log cabin, 12 tents, and not enough water. And within a year, there was malnutrition and malaria. I still think Octagon houses are cool. There's beautiful examples of them. There's one in Irvington, New York called the Armour-Stiner Octagon House. Until the end of June, a friend of mine from TikTok, Julia Whitney Barnes, she created custom cyanotypes mixed with watercolor for the house, and I've seen videos and it looks so beautiful. If you're nearby, you should absolutely go see that, because I'd be jealous of you, and you deserve that. There's blood on the doorknob, but of course the thing that I'm noticing, I'm like, it looks like it's an 8-sided octagon doorknob, but even the little plate that it's on is also an octagon. The coolest doorknob that I've ever seen was at this place called the Sleeper McCann house. He called it Beauport, this interior designer, Henry David Sleeper, and he would kind of like come up with an idea for a room and then get an architect to build it off of his house for him. And this specific room is like an octagon shaped house that he has. All of the doorknobs to the octagon rooms were these like purple amethyst octagon doorknobs, and I just remember thinking they're the most beautiful thing in the world. I don't know, I'm happy octagon doorknobs are getting their moment in the sun, I guess. I think you should not mop up a crime scene before the police come. Has anyone even slept in the trundle bed yet? Oh, I guess, yeah, that man did. Is she going barefoot into the basement? That's like is that a known rule, or is that just in my house? Like, you don't go into the basement with no shoes on. I know they're like showing us blood, but it like looks like it's outlining like a mantle. They're just like, actually what we found was more beautiful architectural details. This is like my dreams where I like find a whole new room in my house. Like, doesn't exist. It's a frog. In terms of jump scares, I prefer frog jump scares, I think. Yeah, that looks like an oil tank for like the furnace or something for the heating system. Nothing that a well-placed rug can't fix.
You find kindness, compassion.
Oh, we do.
I'll be right back.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, considering. Excuse me.
The
Could you get down
sink's
from
not-
there? That sink's not braced yet.
The sink's not braced.
I'm sorry.
Is this gonna become like a major plot line? It's like mostly just about bracing sinks.
Oh,
Excuse me.
just exploring.
I don't know why, but just exploring. It's like me after like zooming around someone's house.
A few days with my mother.
Please, get down from there.
Sorry.
This sink is like a key character. Oh my god.
Stop doing that. Don't do that. Stop.
These people are terrible. Get out! You too.
It's all right. We'll fix it. It's a mistake. We're being punished. Please don't go. Don't go. We'll turn it off.
Oh my god, he doesn't know when to end a party.
All you've done.
Of course, like, she's has to go down and turn off the water main. She knows her house. Oh my god. That's knob and tube electrical. I have to go back so I can look at it more. That's knob and tube electrical, which you may have heard is like an older way of wiring electricity. But the most interesting part is those little white things are actually like porcelain, and it's to like insulate the electrical current. But they're beautiful. It's so cool. It's so cool to see. I'm actually like very impressed with that tiny detail. I think my one edit would have been I would have made a hexagon shaped toilet, because I think that would have been really funny. He wrote his poem on one huge piece of paper. Okay, I can't wait to hear this poem. Row, row, row your boat. No, I'm kidding. Is that his burned down house? God, she really did some good work. See, oh, the octagon staircase, it's so beautiful. That's a really smart way to show poetry, because it's beautiful. I would love to hear the poem. Oh my God. She's making like an 8-course meal in a gown at like 9 months pregnant.
One day, every copy sold.
One day every copy sold. How did they sell this poem? Like just a book with like one poem in it?
What are you doing?
Everybody loves his poetry.
No.
This is how people show their appreciation for poetry.
What are you doing?
I'm showing them my appreciation.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Oh, my genius. Oh,
Kristen Wiig. Okay.
look at you. The second printing is here.
Great.
Second printing. What type of book is
There
it?
she is.
That looked like a book. Imagine hiking to go see your favorite poet. Being like, yeah, I hiked 6 miles. I got there though. Oh, that's like, he's kind of busy breaking that, but that's wood lath, which is like thing that you put that was underneath plaster before there was like drywall and kind of pre-constructed things. And it'd be very thin planes of wood and then you could plaster on top of it. I hope the frog got out of here. He doesn't deserve these inner gems. Oh my God. Oh, it's on a little octagon pedestal. So it all circles back like at the beginning. This is how you do house restoration. My thoughts. I loved the set. I loved the design. I wish it was honestly more about the house. But that's like a version of a movie that I want that would be very boring for everyone else. I wish we'd seen the outside of the house more, but actually like makes sense why they didn't, because the whole point is like it's very claustrophobic in there and she can't leave. I just think like if she had a little like kitchen garden, that would have done her a lot of good. Just getting like just even, let's say outside the porch, I think that could have really helped her out. It's interesting that they chose an octagon because A, it was not very common. It was only like popular for 1 decade and it was still like a pretty like eccentric house type, which I guess it kind of checks out. I would call him more than just eccentric, but it's eccentric could be one of the words you used for that poet. But it's supposed to be a very like natural physical form. Like that was kind of his selling point, was that it was like really natural, and I could see how you could kind of connect that to like this, where it's kind of supposed to be like Mother Nature. I recently did a bonus episode for my podcast on Edna St. Vincent Millay, which I'd already released the first episode and I just did a bonus episode. She was not a poet like that. She didn't have an ego like that. I think she had an ego, but not not like that. But people did used to like kind of hike to see her, like go. She was kind of in a farmhouse. It was not octagon shape. It was just classic farmhouse. But people would like come, and like paparazzi would come to like see her in her house because like, I don't know, before you had other superstars, being a poet was kind of like being a superstar. I didn't hate it, but I think it is like a pretty tough watch. But the house is beautiful. I think they did an amazing job on set design. Anyway, if you've seen this movie, please tell me what you think. If you like this style of video, let me know. I kind of researched myself out on the last like 2 videos I did in a row, so I wanted to kind of relax and watch something. But yeah, let me know if you think it was fun. I will talk to you guys later and have a good one. Bye.